Hey boys and girls, here we are for more inferring, making our own inferences based off of the things that we're reading, the facts that we get from the story, and our previous or our prior knowledge. So yesterday we read Moving to a New World, and we'll get back to that in a second, but we're going to do two fun little inferences in our video here. So the first one I want you to do is look at me. I'll stand up for you real fast. Here we go. Make an inference. When am I making this video? Obviously, where's an easier one too? Let's do when. So when? If you watched video number 4, I gave you the date. You have that prior knowledge. But Mr. B, you could have went ahead and, made the video on Friday. Well, I'm not dressed down. And I have the same shirt on in video as day 4 video. So your teacher, right, doesn't just, wear the same shirt for different days. It is not Friday. It is still Thursday for 2 reasons. 1, Mr. B is not dressed down. Number 2, I'm up in the room. Remember I said in the morning I was gone, so my red group right now is at gym class, and I don't wear the same shirt on 2 consecutive days. Mr. B washes his clothes. Okay? So that one was just kind of a goofy one, a little play on, that I was in the library, and you could have figured it out that I was there, obviously, because of the books. And then when we talked about it was in the morning because I have to leave the classroom, but I'm in the classroom right now, right? There's no kids here. No kids in the classroom. Obviously now I'm in the afternoon and my red group is at gym class, okay? So let's go ahead now and wait for my second inference for you, okay? So our second inference, sorry guys, I have to take this call. Hello? Okay. Wasn't really a joke. Go ahead. Make an inference. I meant to do that. So a phone call in the middle of my video. I wouldn't answer it. I'd have my phone on silent. So hopefully you made an inference that Mr. V was pretending to play a little trick on you. Maybe you made an inference that something's really wrong. Mr. V has to answer a video or a phone call in the middle of a video, right? Maybe your brain went there for that inference. I called myself. I went over here and I dialed the old phone on the school to call myself, right, to set it up. But maybe you saw a look of confusion and worry. Oh my God, I gotta take that call. Okay? So 2 little warm-up inferences. Your brain naturally does these things. It makes an inference based off of what's going on. Okay, maybe you knew I was up to something when I went around and touched a button over here. You kind of knew it. All right, so let's get right into our story, and we're on our progress book this week, which is our orange one, and we're on page 31 today. And today we're going to read 6 through 17, and you guys are going to make your second inference based off of that. So you have your red inference after paragraph 5. You did yesterday. Remember, you had 2 details that go with that, and then you're going to have your other inference after we read today. After we're done with page 17, or paragraph 17, we're going to just finish and read the story, because you'll notice the story goes on to page 33 paragraphs. So there's page 33 and 33 paragraphs, just a coincidence there. All right, so paragraph 6. I was so excited to start school in America, I could hardly sleep the night before. In Vietnam, I could easily walk to the small school in our village, but now I would ride a bus to school for the first time. I woke up early and quickly got dressed. My grandmother, whom I call Ba, was already up. She was making lunch for me. It looked like she was putting pho, my favorite noodle soup, into a container for me. It smelled delicious, but I had a feeling American kids didn't eat pho for lunch. I tried to sneak by, but my grandmother was hearing like a wolf. Come here, Tran, and get your lunch. But I have to catch the bus. Do not argue with me. We may be in America, but we are still Vietnamese. I grabbed the lunch bag from my grandmother, hoping she would let me leave the house without another lecture. This was not my lucky day. Tran, what are you wearing? I glanced down at my clothes. Jeans and a t-shirt. It's what all the American boys wear. You will not show that kind of disrespect for your teacher. Get back to your room right now and change into something nicer. I knew there was no point in arguing. So I went back to my room and changed into a button-up shirt and khaki pants. By the time I finished changing clothes, I was running late. I had to sprint to the bus stop. I boarded the bus and looked fretfully for an open seat. Every eye was on me, the new guy in the strange clothing. Everyone else was wearing t-shirts and jeans. Things didn't improve once I got to class. My teacher couldn't pronounce my name correctly. She tried 4 times before I just stopped her and said, "Just call me Ty." Lunchtime was even worse. I didn't have any friends to sit with, and my homemade pho looked strange next to the other kids' sandwiches. I ate my lunch as quickly as I could and then went back to the classroom to hide. And we're going to stop right there. I know our story's not over, but I want you guys to now make your second inference on that graphic organizer. Your inference has to be supported by details from the text. Remember, your prior knowledge is just you. Like, what do you know about certain things? Okay, you're literally just voicing to me and telling me, what do you know about certain things? Okay, I don't want to give anything away because I really want this to be just you guys. I want you guys to see. I'm going to grade this as like a participation. It's not going to be a you got them right or you got them wrong, right? I'm just grading this as a participation, so I want you to try. So you're going to pause the video. It's going to take you a while to figure that out. Do that. Might take you 5, might take you 10 minutes. But unpause me when you're done, and we'll just read the story together as a class, and I might make a couple inferences at the end of this story. All right, guys, so hopefully you have your page all done. You're all done. You will submit that to me. Remember, that is in Notability, so we showed you how to do that on day 1 when you came back. I know we had a tough time finding how to submit that possibly beforehand. It's different than Word. Word, you didn't have to attach things, whereas Notability, you had to kind of add your work to it. So hopefully you know how to do that at this point independently. If not, just bring it in day 1, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So you're all done with your graphic organizer. Let's finish our story. After that, I felt as if I didn't fit in anywhere. The kids seemed nice, but I didn't know what we had in common. My father, however, was having a great time as a ball player. I couldn't wait to see him pitch his first game. When my dad took the pitcher's mound on opening day, I was more nervous than he was. I forgot about the loneliness at school, missing my friends in Vietnam, and trying to learn about America. Instead, I just focused on the game. The batter came up to the box. My father pulled back, and he sailed one right across the plate. Strike 1. I was cheering so loudly I almost didn't hear my name being called. Ty! Hey, Ty! My grandmother gave me a stern look. Tran, I believe that young man is trying to get your attention, and he seems to think your name is Ty. That's my American name, Ba, but don't worry about it, because I don't really know him. Tran, will you not be rude to that young man? Go say hello. I walked tentatively up to the stands to where Marcus, a boy I recognized from class, was sitting with his family. Hey, Ty, I didn't know you liked baseball. I'm here to see my father pitch. What? Your father is the new hotshot pitcher? Why didn't you say so? I didn't think anyone would care. Not care? Wow, you have a lot to learn about America. I looked down and whispered, I know. Then I started to walk away. Marcus stopped me. Where are you going? I can't believe I have a friend whose dad is a baseball star. Wait until I tell the guys at school. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to make an inference. So this would be a nice little story to have with our character. I'm making an inference that this boy, when he does go back to school, he's going to be a little bit more accepted, not known as different. I'm also going to say my inference that Ty was also very bashful and shy and didn't speak up for himself for a lot of parts of this story. he kind of made his heritage, his traditions of what he is Vietnamese, he wasn't really proud of them because he was trying to hide them. He didn't really tell the kids about the things that he had. So that's my big inference. You don't go back and change yours and don't change it to mine, but that was one of my big inferences that I had, that he was not proud of his Vietnamese heritage. He didn't want to wear the clothes. He didn't want to, bring the food. He tried to walk by his grandma, right? He tried to walk by his grandma and sneak out, okay? If you had that one, perfect, leave it, right? You think on the same waves as me, but that was my main inference. And again, right there at the end, he just kind of, walked away from the boy. He didn't really say, oh, that's my dad out there. So Vietnamese, he was trying to hide his Vietnamese culture from his American friends because he didn't want to seem too different to him. But he obviously found a new set of friends, and obviously my other inference is he's going to make some really good new friends here in America, and obviously baseball was the reason behind that. And the last paragraph, it has been several months since Marcus became my friend. I have learned that I don't have to turn my back on my culture. Got it. Told you he did that. In order to find my new life in America. In fact, most of my American friends think my family is great. They're always asking me questions about life in Vietnam. I have learned a lot since we moved, not just about America, but about myself. Having a double life may not always be easy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And I don't want you guys to do those questions on there. Just that graphic organizer was enough for you, okay? So again, remember, making inferences is not from the text. I know we're on our second story here with inferring. We're going to do more with it next week, and it's accessing your prior knowledge. And I'm noticing that the kids who are making really good inferences are the ones whose hands don't go up right away in class. The ones who are making the really good inferences are the ones who are more cerebral, brain, right? You're thinking about these things. Not, yeah. I think he's different. Okay, that's a good inference. Yeah, but let's get deeper. Let's get a bigger understanding of what our story is, because like we said, we're shooting for higher order thinking skills, and this will lead you guys from here on out to the rest of your life to make good inferences, okay? It's another note to also make sure you're reading for your own pleasure. The more background, I'm just telling you, the more background knowledge you have, the better higher order thinker you are, the more inferencing you're going to make. And the more you're going to wow your teachers when, you get older. Because when you get older, a lot more of your reading is a lot less black and white. You're not going to see sentences of what is the name of the character in the story, or how many brothers do they have? No, you're going to get inferential questions, which means you have to make a decision based on facts from the story, okay? And you started in third grade. You started making inferences in third grade, and your brain naturally just does it already. We're just now applying it on an everyday, daily basis, okay? So very good job for the week. Inferring. It is a skill. We're halfway done, maybe a little less than halfway. We might go 5 weeks with this, but we're definitely on week 2 of inferring. Hopefully you're getting the hang of it, and you're finding out that it's not the main idea. It's not a fact from the story. It's a decision that you make up in your head, okay? Take care.